Okay, well, I guess the prefab editor isn't working, so till somebody answers me about that assembly C# DLL. Show you a few things. One being including the issues I have with the rwgmixer and why the world's the way it is. Before I do that, I was going into manually edit my view distance. If you go to your video options, you can turn like reflection, low quality, and grass far, and set your view distance. They say they can only be done outside of the game. Well, you can also, once you exit those video options, come into your registry. Just search for the Fun Pimps or 7 Days to Die. Options, view distance, right there. See, it's 11, just like in the slider bar, but it can actually support a max of 13 if you want. If your machine can handle it. But if you go back in and edit the video options in game, it'll revert that. You're going to have to come back down to your registry editor. regedit.exe, that's it. Okay. Let's look at the rwgmixer file. So in your config folder, you have a bunch of XMLs which govern your game. That's called Random World Generator Mixer, or Generation Mixer, I don't know. Alright, but you'll see in here, they have biome cache size, which is 8. They say 8 is good for single player. I haven't determined what's best for multiplayer. I haven't touched that. Biome size in meters, we're currently at 2800. I started us here. Alright, but the default I think is 1400. Let's check. Okay, yep, 1200, and okay, 1200 is the max, right? So I decided one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to come up with a bigger ground zero biome. And we all know how it normally looks, right? The wasteland hub, 100% probability of a city being hit it. Right, you also notice that the values for it are 2 and 6. And we've played enough, you know what that gets you, okay? So what if you want it bigger? All right, minimum hub size in city blocks, max hub size in city blocks, 6 by 9. All right, I want an epic city, but the max is 1200. So let's see what happens when we do that, shall we? This is just information for you. None of it's really necessary. Just maybe help you understand where I'm coming at with this. There's a lot of modders that are talking about this and how to work with it. So let's go to a new game. Let's call it. There we go. Those settings don't really matter for me. Yes, creative mode is enabled. Debug menu. G for God mode. We are at 884, so we need to go north and east for ground zero. I'm holding down control and I right click on the map. So let's take a look at ground zero. What do we got? Alright, you learn after a while just from the top that's probably a Shamway? Yep. And that little orange thing means it's going to be a working stiff. Alright, this is a gas station, I bet. And behind me is going to be a shotgun Messiah. Ah, there's your gas station. You learn what these look like overhead. Well, it looks like another shotgun Messiah because it's got the 2 bars on the side. Like this one's got the 3, it means it's a big one. So right here. Yep, it's another shotgun Messiah. Gas station. Alright, so let's take a look at ground zero, shall we? We told it to be 6 by 9, didn't we? That's one of your apartment buildings. Police station's got one of the white bars there. That's probably going to be a Barnes & Nobles. You see how that differs from that? Just a little bit, the yellow part. Yep. Barnes & Noble. You'll quickly notice that this is not a 6 by 9, is it? I mean, it's a little bigger than your standard 2 by 6, but you notice as it gets southwest, it gets smaller, and the river's right stinking there. Right, I want this city to be centered in the center of the biome, and I want it to be a city of epic proportions. Right, you'll notice it definitely is bigger, but you still have everything still. It's the southwest. Watch, I bet you I can find the river over here. Yeah, look at that. This is the southwest corner of the biome where the river's stuck in. So, how do I move this frickin' city up to the center? It seems to be tied to 0, 0. You see that? 0, 0 is somewhere around... Oh, it's around here somewhere, right? It's in here. It might be right there. No. Okay, so it's right around there. That's your center, right? But that's not the center of the biome, is it? Not even freaking close. Not even close. Okay, so the wasteland river is up here. Yeah, okay. So look at all that distance. That's the distance. Right? I want this center biome to be bigger, and I want this in the center. So you also, let's take a look at all the what we call the special stores, right? We got Barnes & Nobles there. Looks like another one right there. Another Barnes & Noble down here. Police station. Working stiff. Gas stations. This is what a theater looks like over top. Right, but you get an idea of what the city is like. Your block's falling away over there. Okay. So it's a good sized city, but you see how it's crammed down in the southwest corner? I don't want that. So let's exit out and let's look at our rwgmixer. Okay, 1200, fine. Let's try, whoop. Let's try specifying this biome. Let's do that. I just want this biome bigger, and let's make it 3200. Let's make it 36, 3 times the size. Alright, that'll solve our problem, won't it? So here we go. Six by 9 again. You don't want to mess with this too much, because it doesn't increase the number of blocks or the size of the city. It increases the actual size of the block itself that the shops are on, so it just looks really bad. Causes a lot of errors too. Okay. So new game. Name doesn't matter. We are north and west. We need the southeast. Oh, there's ground zero. Okay. Looks like we're right next to a Barnes & Noble. Looks like we got a pretty good sized city. We still got some special stores in there. That's good. Is that a police station? No, that's Shaka Mastaya. There's your Barnes & Noble again. Working stiff. Gas station. Huh. But it's still... Excuse me. It's still right up against the south. It's like 0, 0 is not the center of this biome. It's crammed in the south frickin' portion of this biome again. And you'll notice we haven't been able to figure this out. All the special stores, if you will, are located down in the west side or the lower half. You're not going to find. There's your police station. Shotgun Messiah. Work or Shamway. Apartment buildings. You'll notice there's no Shotgun Messiahs, there's no Shamways, there's no Born and Nobles on the upper right hand side of this biome, or this city. You see them? This is the closest one. The rest of them are all down here. Right? I haven't been able to figure that one out yet. But we told that ground zero biome to be bigger. It doesn't look like it's much farther away from the snow biome up here. And that's relatively close. So I wonder how far northeast this extends. Well, it looks like that setting didn't do jack shit for us, did it? Doesn't work like that. It's still the same size biome. So, what does that leave us? And this is what I tried. I went up here. And I said, let's make this 3200. Let's actually try this. 3200. South and east, we need to go northwest. Alright, here we are on ground zero. Oh, this is promising. Got a big old city. There's my first Shamway and a gas station. Alright, let's see how close it is. Usually it's right here. Oh, this is promising. No river yet. Oh, look at this. Alright. And over here. Oh, looks like it's still. Yeah, you see that? It's still relatively close to the west side. Alright. And that's the problem we run into. It's this damnable thing. Always wants to sit southwest corner of the biome. But you notice the only way I get any real distance is by making the biome bigger itself. The problem is it makes all the biomes surrounding that much bigger. So let's go to this here. And then what I did was, after the game had been going a while, I said, man, these rest of these biomes are huge. Now that I have this generated as being large, let me tone down the rest of the settings. That way the whole world, all the biomes won't be, that epic size. So I went back in, just like this. And I toned this down to 2400, and I started the game up again. And where the world hadn't been generated yet, as people uncovered, it now used this new formula, if you will, to calculate where your biome should begin and end, and so you started to see all the weird transitions. That's what happened. I actually changed this twice. I think I dropped it to 2800 and then 2400. But that's part of the problem we run in with this thing. This is supposed to be the distance between each biome center point, right? And the only way to get this, the wasteland hub, city, what we know as ground zero, it's just a city and a wasteland hub. To get that further away from other ones is to make that biome size in meters bigger. Right? It puts the biomes center further away from each other, right? And this determines how far this, what you'd call the center, is actually from each other, right? So if this was 0, you'd probably get unilateral, just equidistant biomes all over the place, and it would look kind of repetitive. That's it. When you put that in with which one is it? Is it biomes? Yeah, there's weather. They haven't really fleshed that out much, have they? Rainy's not in yet. But this is where I determined I put in the tin ore and copper ore at the different levels, you notice. Copper ore is actually supposed to be out of this level. Huh. Must be an old file. I had taken copper ore out of this level so you had more potassium nitrate. Probably I'm looking at an old file. But anyway, this is where I enter this kind of stuff, you'll notice. Decorations just mean the blocks sit on top, and this is why you don't see cars on the side of the road. Because those airdrop crates, as well as the plane, and cars are considered entities. You see that? Entity class. They're entities. They're not blocks, which is a shame. So you could conceivably put entities in here, like prefabs, but then you don't know where they're going to spawn in the biome. Plus, you only so many entities allowed, like zombie spawn, animal spawn. And the more entities you have, the more performance issues you can have, we speculate. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. That's one of the things we'd struggle with random gen. It's not cut and dry, just like make this biome bigger, make this one smaller. It doesn't work like that.